Hey there, friendos! Fredo Supreme, the American Dream, back again with a little more Alpha Protocol action. When we last left Michael Thornton, he was doing a little bit of corporate espionage inside of Mr. Marburg's house. Apparently, his security system is also kinda crappy. All those dudes couldn't even handle one baller American. Downloaded the info from Marburg's systems. Warehouse. And in ruins. So, looks like I got my Sunday night all cut out for me. Or, well, it's Sunday right now, recording this at almost 10 p.m. Files on body armor recall. Griffinhide body armor loses 90% stopping power. By the way, that's actually a thing, the Griffinhide body armor. Did a little research. And get myself a little extra money out of that. Sent from the NSA tap. Georgia situation. Intercept. And something about the ruins. Nice. Now, the reason I'm doing this so early is because I'm, recording buying the intel so early, as part of the actual video, as opposed to waiting for the level to start recording, is because I'm trying to do sort of a sync test for the first time, because I actually checked my grind session speedrun and the audio sounded pretty out of sync. So, long story short, I'm going to start this video 40 minutes into the MP3 clip that I'm using as a backup. I'm using Audacity to record commentary alongside the commentary in the Game Capture HD software. I know what I'll take the arm guards for today. Don't think I'll be needing any shock traps. Already got my incendiary bombs. Or, as Skylar called them, flaming unicorns. Time to carry some pinferin spikes, or as I like to call them, pin-pin spikes, because I can't pronounce that reliably. Oh, forgot I picked up a composite pistol grip. Gives me a little bit of a boost all around. And the next mission isn't exactly going to involve a whole lot of stealth. So let's just slap on the muzzle assist and, you know something? I think it might be time to live a little. I've been using the same Hamilton 45 the entire playthrough. Time to treat myself to a little something awesome. And that something in question is the level 2 Hamilton pistol, the Contender. Or as I like to call her, Yvonne. The reason I'm calling her Yvonne is because in an episode of Chuck, Sarah, who was Yvonne Strahovski's character, in case you didn't know, used a, almost said Hamilton Contender, used a Smith & Wesson M&P handgun, which is what the Hamilton pistols are based off of, with a desert camo finish. Or at least a tan finish on it. I'll put a picture up alongside this part of the video. Man, it's almost 4 minutes, and I haven't even gotten the video actually started. Well, time to do one of those things that our little excursion into Marburg's villa and that email from Mina told us. Time to check out that warehouse. And speaking as someone who has played their fair amount of Tony Hawk games in their youth, I am kind of a sucker for warehouses. Even if I'm not actually going to be skateboarding in this one. Alrighty then, so we are at the warehouse right now. Crap, I forgot. Maybe I should have put the silencer on before. I almost forgot about these two guys out here guarding it, but fortunately I managed to deal with that situation rather well. Maybe my ego was a little bit too big for its britches right there. Now,
Yes, I've told you everything. Everything? No. I think we will need more than that.
Now, you might be wondering, why didn't I buy the sole piece of intel for this mission? It's because the bonus objective for this level will show up in the truck out here, regardless of if you've actually purchased the intel or not. Oopsie. I should have kept quiet. Okay, this is kind of embarrassing. Man, my cockiness is too much to handle right now. Nevertheless, we walk out of this truck $7,500 rich. $7,500 richer, and no guards seem to be rushing out to wonder what that break-in was all about. Of course, setting off the alarm doesn't really matter because this level goes full dynamic
What has happened in Moscow?
very quickly.
I know nothing about these shipments.
We will see. I thought you made sure we weren't being followed.
Oh man, Marburg's gonna be pissed.
This mess then.
Russians. What the hell are they doing here? A lot of art pieces here. Looks like they're being shipped somewhere.
Now, if you were to make some friends in Moscow before starting this mission, then you could pay that person to inform the Russians that you would be here, and long story short, they would be actively allied with you, not even trying to kill you. Then,
Cossacks. Should have stayed with Mother Russia.
now, I don't know if it was an intentional reference right there, but the line that one Daysville said about the, quote, fucking Cossacks, I like to think that's a veiled reference to Snatch, because that's how Cousin Abby, Dennis Farina's character, refers to Boris the Blade. Handled that guy very well. Can I do it? Huh, I actually managed to pull that off. I even amaze myself sometimes. Okay, so do this fool. Okay, looks like I might need to up my... might need to get a little bit, Okay, that did not work. Now, the reason I'm kind of taking a little bit of, taking a bit to... Huh, that didn't actually hurt me that much. Crap, I forgot. This door's locked. Alrighty. Looks like someone managed to gain it. Oh wait, he's just outside. Okay, just march out like Terminator. And over here. Do a little first aid. Reload. And I believe it's time for you to meet my friend the Flaming Unicorn. Didn't even see it coming. And I even managed to get the perk for killing 50 enemies with the incendiary bombs. I wonder if I can keep all these enemies Apparently not. Fortunately, I think there's another... Wait, I've never actually seen this door before. Okay, I legitimately have never even been in that room that I just kicked open before. Kind of interesting, really. There seems to be a dude. Alleyway, I shot a crit. Never take cover in front of an open door, sir. You might get hit by something. And please tell me there's an alarm panel.
Mike, the police channels are lighting up. Are you still at the warehouse?
I interrupted a lethal question and answer session.
Just a second, Mina.
Getting some additional data now.
Well, the authorities are on their way. So whatever you need to do, you do it quickly. They'll be here in a few minutes.
So apparently setting off the alarm doesn't seem to matter in regards to how many enemies are going to show up. If I can hit him from here with my pistol. Alright. Upgraded my... Alright, finally got the pistol mastery perk. Time to check out that mysterious room that I never knew existed before. $6,000. That would have been useful to know about in some previous playthroughs. Ooh, and I even managed to get me a extra sight for my pistole. And for a good measure, so I have something for when I start the next level. Reapply the silencer for my handgun. Oh, there's that. Okie doke then. After several minutes worth of putzing about, time to hack this computer, get a little bit of intel on the various art pieces here, and then haul Heidi out of here.
Almost done, but I want to know who they were torturing. Let me ID them, and then I'm out of here.
All right, but hurry.
Okay, right now you have to get the heck out
Mike,
of here after
you've got less
grabbing
than a
the
minute.
ID off of the Russian whom they were torturing.
Got an ID, and some papers he had on him.
Good. Now get out of there.
If you don't get out of there by the time the police show up, then
Get out of there.
you'll have a bunch of infinitely spawning cops show up, and much like the security guards in Taipei and the CIA agents at the safe house a couple parts ago, killing them reduces your relationship with Mina by 1 point per cop. Only difference is these ones don't stop spawning. Fortunately, I am able to get out of here remarkably quickly. And look at that. I am a frickin' sniper when it comes to my straps right now. 83% accuracy with the pistol, and didn't even miss a single shot with a shotgun. Life is lovely sometimes.
Mike?
Huh? Oh. Sorry, long day.
I imagine. I saw what happened at the warehouse on the news. There wasn't any reports of you being taken into custody, though, so I wasn't sure what had happened.
Nothing I couldn't handle. Got shot at, shot back. It's an old story.
You just like to live dangerously, then?
I invited you here, didn't I?
Are you hurt?
No. Just need to get my second wind. I have to travel in the morning anyway if I want to find out what's going on in the ruins.
I noticed you had medical supplies in the cabinet. If you want, I could...
I did have one question. When you were checking up on me shortly before we met, why didn't you use your work terminal in Rome?
What? How do you know that?
I was monitoring it. You used a temp employee's computer at your office. Why?
It was a Halbeck contractor from Milan, working with the VCI. I thought using his computer would help hide what I was doing. Guess I messed that up.
A contractor from Milan? Do you know who it was?
I don't know. They let him go, though. Word was he was accessing files he didn't have clearance for.
Do you know his name?
I never even saw him. Only heard about what happened. Why?
No reason. Just curious. You should get some sleep, Madison.
She was checking up on me using the terminal of a Halbeck contractor in Milan. Might need to do a little bit of checking in my intel a little bit. Charge attack. Sounds like it could be worth something. Yeah, you know what? I think I'll just get Spy's Luck. I mean, Lord knows I could have used that last time I accidentally got caught hacking. And by the way, folks, I made that level look a lot harder than it actually was. I was rewatching Matt and Pat's playthrough of Resident Evil 4, and Pat pointed out that playing through a game that you really like and showing it off rather well is pretty difficult, because if you're doing commentary while you're actively playing, because your mind isn't always on what's going on in the game, you know? I think I'm starting to see Pat's point there. You know what? Maybe I think... Nah, whatever. I'll upgrade to the higher accuracy shotgun. Ooh, the featherweight reflex sight handles a lot better than the advanced one. I think I'll swap out for that. And before we get on with our next mission in the ruins, I just need to cross-reference something in the intel. Wait. Huh. With Alan Parker in Halbeck's Milan office. Madison, I know you probably don't know that I know this, but I think I already know who your dad might be. Well, oh crap, I just accidentally spoiled part of the game. I think I may know whose terminal you were using, is what I meant to say. Stupid Fred, stupid Fred. Alright, and here we are at the
Alright, I'm at the ruins.
And the bike?
Oh wait, Michael just said it for me.
It's close by. It's a nice ride.
Oh, whoops.
Looks like the area is under renovation.
The site's closed to the public, Mike. You shouldn't run into any civilians.
Yeah, bike looks like a Kawasaki Ninja. Looks like a pretty sweet ride. Now, I'm going to do a little bit of save scumming right here, reloading a
Looks like
checkpoint.
Al-Samad was right. One of their cells is operating here.
Going to reload a checkpoint to demonstrate a little bit of an oddity regarding taking out these Al-Samad grunts, even though I purchased the bit of intel that makes them not open fire on me. You see that? -1 with Al-Samad as opposed to -1 with Shahid.
Where did he go?
And no one here seems to recognize that I was the one who fired those shots. pass on the opportunity to be a mild psychopath like that, or sociopath. Don't really know what the correct term here is. But I just kind of wanted to show that off for you. Something strange, both how they don't react to you actively shooting them with an unsilenced gun, and how you lose 1 point with the organization as opposed to, say, Shahid, because makes you wonder if you were actually going to be able to have reputations with the actual organizations as opposed to just certain individuals. Hello, friend. Hey there, buddy. I may have shot you in an alternate timeline. Wait. Okay, it looks like the Al-Samad grunts are slightly shorter than Michael is. Just wanted to see what... Just checking the character models. Kind of curious.
Trying to take in all the sights I see.
Good to see how the renovations are going.
Alrighty then. Seeing blue pips? I'm guessing not all of Al-Samad was contacted as to my... Wait. It's one of Marburg's guys. Huh. Something tells me that Al-Samad is not actually the problem in Rome. Looks like that Al-Bara fella might have just been a diversionary tactic. Might have been a little bit of a diversion. Suddenly I am feeling better and better that I wasn't the one that killed him. So, something tells me that...
Don't need these munitions finding their way into Rome. That's one.
Something tells me that Marburg is planning to do some terrorist acts in Rome under the guise of Al-Samad. What are they? I don't really know, but I'm gonna find out.
Those look like Marburg's men.
That can't be good. Any idea what they're up to?
No, but I'm gonna find out.
Did you see that? Can anyone see it?
Okay, stealth, kind of screwy. Okay. Maybe I should try to use the pistol for this segment. Alright. I handled that situation pretty well. Didn't even set off any alarms. Unlike, say, last time. Weapons deal that Al-Samad was said to be the overseers of in the briefing. Okay, sorry for running into all these walls. Just trying to figure out how to get out of here. May have had a mild flashback to the Opera House in Hitman Blood Money. I swear that level is practically a labyrinth. Actually worked pretty well. Alright, can I go, can I get a 2 for 1? Man, that guy was tough. 4-point blank shotgun blast to the torso. Pretty sure not even 50 Cent can handle that much. Man, my quick draw skills are on point tonight. Alright, time to actually get on with my mission as opposed to just bumbling about. Could've shot that generator for an explosive target, taking out a few extra enemies just from the explosion of that.
That's another one.
By the way,
And
one of the
one
bonus
more to
objectives
go.
in this mission is to plant charges on all of the weapons caches here. Weirdly enough, it's this one that I usually miss. Don't really know why. Oh, almost forgot that. Saw a duffel bag over there. Man. I'm gonna
What
say
is
it
this
again.
place?
If it's beneath the bath, it's probably where they kept the fires, to heat up the bath water.
So, you majored in architecture.
No. Ancient Roman plumbing, with a minor in architecture.
Getting back to what I was going to say before I accidentally interrupted Mina.
Your signal's breaking up a little, Mike.
Must be the ghosts down here.
Are you in the catacombs?
Yeah, but not for much longer. Don't want to pick up any curses.
Getting back to what I was saying before I interrupted Mina. Trying to play your favorite games really well is surprisingly difficult when you're also trying to do commentary at the same time. By the way, if I ever do a pseudo redemption run of this game, i.e., well, in my case it's just to make my skills at this game look semi-competent, I'm probably going to be using the veteran background. Gives you a ton of AP to begin with. Looks like that guy over there seems to... wonder if I can... By the way, I'm about to show off something interesting about Chain Shot. If you've leveled it up to the point where you can do more than... you do multiple shots at once, but you don't want to risk what you don't want to end up wasting ammo, just let the timer run out. If you've leveled it up to that far, then you've got a pretty generous time limit to do, say, a small amount of guards like that. And, long story short, turns Chain Shot into a super useful ability for
That's the last of the
literally
weapons.
any occasion, no matter how big it is. Took out that cache. Took out the last cache. Busted in the safe. 4 prior. Ah, full choke from a shotgun. Wonder what that'll do. Ooh, it actually increases my accuracy even more.
Hope the world doesn't end up like this if Halbeck fucks it up.
You and me both.
Trying to snipe this one guy from all the way up here. Stand still, pal. Well, I did not know that you could end up here. Nice. Deal with this other guy over here. Huh. I seem to be getting pretty good at moving headshots, or at least I was on that one guy. Can I make it a 3 for 3? Yes, I can. Man, I am okay. Not too bad, actually. I got a little bit more intel on Madison St. James. What that's all about. Huh. You know, St. James family tied to the gallery owner of the art gallery that she received a recommendation from. No St. James's in New Hampshire. Or the trail stops in New Hampshire. Huh. Well, looks like Madison is just as mysterious as most of the people in this game. By the way, once I hack this array right here, that's when all the enemies start spawning in. I am probably going to die at that point, because I am probably going to end up dead at that point, and I probably should have switched out for something besides the pin spikes. By the way, you can only place five gadgets anywhere at any given time. Okay, that's 3 flashbangs. I mean, three flaming unicorns, as Skylar would say. 1 regular unicorn. And a pin spike for when I have to get up close and personal with some of the fools that are going to spawn in as soon as I bust open that array. Okay, still no alarm set off right now. Isn't there something else? Oh, there's another safe right here. I apologize for going so quiet during the safe cracking sequences. As it turns out, I seem to concentrate slightly better when I'm not talking while trying to open the safe and accidentally set off the alarm should I fail. Yeah, I don't think we're going to need to be subtle right now. Just gotta double check to see if Yep, the pin spikes are my current active gadget. And
I've got a link to all the transmissions to this station, but I'll need some time to trace the signal's origin.
So, I just stand here and wait?
Now you know how I feel. Just make sure nothing interferes with the station until I've finished the trace. Then?
Then? What then? We've got trouble, don't we?
Protect the trace, Mike. If we lose it now...
Don't worry, they're not getting anywhere near it.
Alright, now that the easy part is out of the way, it's time to see if all that gadget placement will pay off.
Mike, you need to protect the trace.
Now I know how the soldiers at the Alamo felt.
By the way, you don't need to worry about any of the agents destroying the trace because it's more or less based on enemies killed as opposed to not mean to select the flaming unicorns right there. Let's see if I can lure someone over here. Get him deep six by the... Hey, don't worry, buddy. I've heard that fire has amazing cleansing abilities.
Keep coming, assholes. I got plenty of bullets.
Who's out there?
Okay, looks like my strategy seems to be working somewhat well. Haven't died yet. Best LP ever.
Cross-referencing with known contacts.
Well, when I say haven't died, I mean as in ignoring those 2 times where I restarted from a checkpoint during my infiltration of the Taipei warehouse. Oh crap. Time to do some pin-pin, baby.
Hold on, Mike, I almost have it.
Whoa! My endurance got beat down to only 1 point. Got a magic pixel down there. Well, I assume you'll be my next guy here. Just one more and I'll be done with this level.
Got it. We're good, Mike.
There we go.
Transferring to the safe house.
All wrapped up. And I'm pretty sure I got myself a lot of sweet intelligence out of that. Why did I just go French in that last
Mike,
sentence?
what did you do?
Erasing my tracks. And the weapons.
Remember, kids, cool spies don't look at explosions. But they do sick burnouts away from the explosions in question. I would like to point out I have never heard that Lonely Island song before. Maybe I should consider it. 47,800 out of that little ruin. Suddenly I understand why Nathan Drake and Lara Croft do what they do for a living. Still pretty good accuracy with my weapons.
Madison? Madison, are you here?
Mike? Are you okay?
Just tired, but I found what I was looking for.
Was it enough? Can you take it to the authorities?
No. If I do that, they won't respond in time. I have to do it.
No, you don't. Let the police handle this now. You can let them capture Marburg, expose his involvement.
I appreciate the concern. And I appreciate you trying to warn me about Marburg.
I didn't want him to kill you. You had such a nice smile in the photograph.
I was smiling? Must have been years ago.
There it is again. You should do that more.
I try. The job gets in the way.
I've heard that before.
I didn't mean to wake you when I got in. We've had a rough couple days.
You didn't wake me. I was waiting for you to come back. I meant to stay awake longer, but you were gone for a long time. I was worried something had happened to you. I'm glad you're back.
Me too. I was worried when I came back something had happened to you.
Just dreaming.
Good ones, I hope.
Very. Anything on the news?
Nothing about Marburg. Madison, before, you mentioned something about your father.
Not the best bedroom conversation, but yes.
I couldn't find any mention of him, in Italy or in the States, in the records.
Checking up on me? But you were looking under St. James, right?
Yes?
It's my mother's maiden name. My father and I had a parting of the ways some time ago. She's actually the reason I came to Italy. To get away. Taking her name was part of that.
I don't understand.
My mother was in Italy when she met my father. He was working for the CIA at the time as an analyst, although she didn't know his job then. When she moved with him back to the States a few months later, she found out.
He was an analyst. Who's your father?
Alan Parker, the man you said was working at BCI. I never saw him. I don't know if he knew I was there. Story of my life.
Your father is Alan Parker.
Yes. Mike, do you know him?
Apparently not well enough. You said he left the VCI office. What happened to him?
I don't know. Although one of the HR folks had heard through the grapevine that he'd gotten a better offer from Halbeck.
Holy shit.
Mike?
I think I know who Halbeck's insider is.
My father?
Nothing I can do about it now, but it's a hell of a coincidence. If so, then Westridge may not be involved in this at all. It's Parker. But that makes no sense.
Mike, what are you talking about?
Not now, I'll explain later. After we deal with Marburg. Marburg was able to get the munitions into the country through Al-Samad, but the warehouse was the destination of the bombs.
He wasn't planning to destroy the warehouse, though, right? Was he planning to store the bombs there, use them later in Rome?
Well, that doesn't make much sense. The warehouse was on the outskirts of Rome. There's plenty of other storage areas he could have used.
So there was something special about that warehouse. Its inventory. It's mostly art and museum pieces, right?
I could call up the inventory and see if there's any possible name or location connection.
Were any of the warehouse pieces outbound through customs? Maybe he was smuggling weapons and art pieces.
I doubt it. It looks like the pieces were intended for a museum in the city. Although... Wait, no. Some of the pieces had already been shipped out.
To where? I used to work part-time in restoration in one of the museums. I may be able to help. It's actually part of the reason Marburg hired me, I think.
Marburg hired you because you used to work at a museum?
Yeah, the Museum of Art in Rome. I think they have an exhibit on the Crusades showcased there now. What's wrong?
Some of the pieces in that warehouse. I'm certain they were from that museum.
He's going to bomb the museum. But why?
I have no idea, but that's his target. I need to get there before he does.
Huh. So, looks like today has been quite the day of discoveries. Madison's dad is Alan Parker. He might have been the one who sold Michael out to try to erase him back in Saudi Arabia. Marburg only hired Madison because of her background in museums. Well, working in a museum anyways. I should put a little extra muscle in the... You know what, I think I'll just upgrade my pistol skill. And go for a little toughness, because quite frankly, the boss battle that's coming up is quite difficult compared to, say, the boss battle with Omen Deng, because this one is going to have goons show up as the battle starts. But, still, I am pretty impressed that I was able to make so many discoveries. And to remember one of the reasons why I kinda like Madison the most. Well, one of the reasons I like Madison... a little bit. Because it turns out, her and Michael, they have both been played like a piano. So, looks like now we know that Marburg is planning to blow up a museum in Rome, but we don't really know why. So, looks like we are going to be checking that out some other time, for that is where we shall conclude for today. I'm Fredo Supreme, the American Dream. Holla at y'all later.